Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai. Kagyu Tukten Choling is our Dharma Center name. Kagyu is our lineage, main lineage, and Shankpa. Tukten means Buddha's doctrine. Churling or Choling means offering place. And in this case, our Dharma Center is our house, our home in Kapaa. I'm Amatashi. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock, and it's zoomed worldwide and recorded on our website. For those that want to connect, you can get the link through abby@aloha.net. That's her. And then tonight we're going to do the teachings on the accomplishment of unlimited compassion, which is called unconditional compassion, using the deity Chenrezig, which symbolizes not only the altruistic motivation of Tibetan Buddhism, but also power and insight into our true nature. Now, in a previous class, somebody asked me, I get phone calls and texts and lots of messages, but they asked, what about this word endurance, which is the Tibetan word saha, not soha, saha, S-A-H-A, which is applied to what we call this universe we live in. And in Buddhism, we use the word samsara. Samsara means place of infinite emotional constriction or conflict. So the Tibetans, anyway, they boil it down to one word: endurance. And from Kala Rinpoche's book, this is his life story, and he's summarizing it by saying, first of all, you must understand the mind doesn't have restrictions. And the mind he's talking about is the consciousness that all of us humans have to deal with. And he says you could think of it as an unruly child or a pet, like a dog that needs to be trained. But he says the simplicity of it is in this word endurance, which is applied to what we call in this class and what he called Bodhisattva training or Bodhisattva training school. And he said it's like the whole universe is obvious in the higher states of awareness, like a particle in the palm of your hand, a grain of sand. He said in that is infinite potential of everything that appears. He says you can think of it like a grain of sand on the beach connecting to an infinite ocean in which there's an infinite variety of appearances and situations. So I'm going to read just a little bit from his taking that to this point of the word endurance. He said, in this world, there are numerous groups and world systems. Within this oceanic world system, in the center of this lies the lotus-filled world, or the realm of manifest dimensions of awakening of the Buddha's illuminator, who was called Vairocana. And Vairocana actually was a being. He is a word we use for ultimate enlightenment and understanding how to use that. Within the great outer rim of this flower-filled world are the indescribable oceans of fragrant waters descending from the body of the great glacial lake of wisdom, as numerous as particles in all Buddha realms. In the center of this ocean are oceans of scented waters. And the particles in all of these are called Buddha realms. In the center of this ocean are seas of center waters filled with beautiful anthers, and which rest four immense jewel lotuses. Those four refer to our body, speech, and mind, and all of those three together in practice. A tiered arrangement of 25 world systems is supported by these lotuses. 13 of these 25 world systems in our own third order world system is known as endurance. Now, these 13 are the 10 levels of evolving from the Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajra, or what we call the self-realizing, to the Mahayana, everybody's moving with us, to the Tantric one where everybody's already there. Idea of higher states of awareness. He says, this Sanskrit term for all of this is endurance, or in Sanskrit, saha, which denotes possession, forbearance, or capacity. All sentient beings who have taken birth in this realm endures emotions and sufferings. In other words, beings possess these afflictions in great measure. The word endurance also signifies the forbearance of hardship. And all of the bodhisattvas that enter this realm presently endure hardship with exceptional courage and bravery in order to bring beings in this state of endurance to liberation from that which is causing pain and suffering. So now you understand the word endurance. But it's our word samsara, or emotional affliction. And this was presented by my teacher, Kala Rinpoche. This is the way he looked when I knew him. And this is Kala Rinpoche, and this is his manifestation as Vairocana, Buddha, which is the Buddha behind my head on our shrine here in our Dharma Center, which simply means everything is interconnected. Now, in that state of interconnectedness, which is like everybody thinks it's like this one is actually like this, interconnected. Everything in the universe is interconnected to you through the mind's facility of what we call all encompassing. And so when we do these practices, people have the idea that all consciousness is in the body. But the consciousness that we are experiencing, the awareness of the drama world, it's mostly connected with the body, but it's actually everything around us and all our interconnections with others, we call relationships, is all part of that connection, which is outside of it. Understanding that is very important in Buddhism because we call our natural awareness the Dharmakaya. Dharma means wisdom, Kaya means vehicle. That it includes everything. You can think of anything. It's all encompassing. There's no limit. It's infinite. So the Bodhisattva's training is to enter into this state of infinite as a state of potential. And when we say infinite potential, to produce what is appropriate, what is sustainable, what is beneficial. And that sums up the motive of Bodhisattva, or all Bodhisattva. Understanding that, we take refuge. Refuge is, first of all, the idea that everything we do in practice, meditation, and so forth, the 6 bodhisattva trainings, all of the higher tantric practices for night to night, like Chenrezig, all of that is for everybody else. All of it. That's the ultimate aspect of Buddhism. And it's summed up in the word generosity. But it doesn't just mean liberation. It also means support. And so when we say we take enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we need a support to accomplish that. So then we take refuge in the 3 jewels that all Buddhists take refuge in, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The Buddha is the wisdom mind and the original teacher, Shakyamuni. The Dharma is all the wisdom teachings and how to perform and accomplish them. And the Sangha is all the teachers and people who practice this. And right now, that's a global situation. Then we have what is called the 3 roots of tantric practice. And tantric practice starts with Mahayana, taking refuge, in these 6 refuges, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the wish-fulfilling jewel. And then the 3 roots, the Lama and the peaceful and protector deities of the Lama's mind, which are bodhisattvas. Those 6 supports and that altruistic motivation to bring all beings to understand their true nature and how to use it is the 6 bodhisattvas trainings that we start with. And I just mentioned generosity, but we also have morality together with ethics and good manners. That's number 2. Patience, number 3. Perseverance or diligence, number 4. Meditative focus and concentration using the imagination, number 5. And number 6, intentionally moving into, with those 5, into the state of insight. That there is a nature of our mind that most people don't use but don't value. And it's called voidness. But what it really is a state of infinite potential that the bodhisattva uses is to benefit everybody else and the environment we live in. That said, I'm going to start with the chant of the altruistic motivation to bring all beings to this same state of a higher awareness. Dag dang dro wa nam ke tha dang yam pe sem chen tam che du di ne ju te chi si jai chu ning ko la chi ki bar du. In the refuge, all de mama dampa nam la chap su chi o yedam chel kor ki la so nam la chap su chi o Sanjay chon den de nam la chap su chi o Dampe chur nam la chap su chi o Pape gandu nam la chap su chi o Prawo Gandro Chokyo Sume Sho Yeshe Ki Shendong Dempa Nam La Chotsu Chio. In the 6 bodhisattva trainings, 6 perfections, Sanjay Chodam Choki Chodam La Jaichu Mardu Dagni Chapsu Chi Dagi Jenso Chi Pe Sonam Ki Jola Ensure Sanjay Jupar Sho. Then we say all this in Canadian. In order to train enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge. And when possible, do practice doing prostration. The prostrations bring the body, speech, and mind together to perfect the states of meditation and the other bodhisattva disciplines. Then we chant, then we say the 6 supports of refuge. We go for refuge to all glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, which are the deities gathered in our mandala practice. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis, who are the protectors and defenders of Dharma. All of these possess the eye of transcending awareness. Then we do the 6 bodhisattva trainings called the 6 perfections prayer. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing these 6 perfections, or bodhisattva discipline, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. And then I'm going to put a little IE at the end. In Tibetan they say Dine, is that this also includes the environment. So it's not just for all the animals, humans, and spirits that live in our universe, but it's for the environment of Mother Earth. We also do this practice. Only humans can connect in this way to their natural mind. The heavenly realm spirits can't do this. The war and war god realm spirits can't do this. The deprived spirit realms of pretas can't do this. The demonic spirit world can't do this. And the animal world can't do this. Only humans. So humans is the most valuable of all what they call forms of rebirth. That said, we're going to do practices that not only expand your consciousness outside of its box, which is the body and the immediate world around it, but also elevates the awareness. And once you start to elevate, the word becomes evolve. So here we are, we take birth and we grow. Then in that state of growth, we develop. And our mothers, of course, advise us to develop into useful human beings and survive. And then evolve. Now, evolving, you can't do on your own. Not in this day and age, anyway. Before history around the Buddha's time and maybe 1,000 years time after that, people were, solitary realizers were able to move into these higher states of awareness and evolve into what we call Buddhahood. And the term Buddhahood just simply means mature human. But a mature human doesn't have any restraints, doesn't have any restriction. It's, well, there's a word called omniscient, which means all present, all pervasive, all knowing. But it's also omnipotent. It can produce infinite number of bodhisattvas and train infinite number of bodhisattvas in the human worlds. And so when we say evolve, there's no ceiling. The sky doesn't have a ceiling. You know, the universe itself is always expanding. So like that, our consciousness. And also at the moment of leaving the body, it doesn't quit. You know, people say, well, that's the end of it. It's not. There is no end of time. In fact, timeless awareness is a higher state of awareness. And we practice that. That's we move with that in these meditation levels of practice and experience. That's 10th level. So let's start with practice. Generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, meditative focus, and the develop of insight into our true nature, which is infinite. No judgment there. You know, samsara, it's all judgment. That's what we have to endure. Other nature of mind, no judgment. Bring the two together in practice, see what happens. Surprise. Back straight, hands in a comfortable position, in the lap or on the knee. Head slightly tilted. Eyes open, maybe soften your gaze to the energy of space and light directly in front. Mouth closed with tongue resting against the palate. Breathe through the nose, if possible. With these 5 positions, sitting on a chair or on a cushion, you're ready to enter into the Bodhisattva training school. Later, you'll be able to do what we are practicing with the body in any position, or even without the body, like in dreams, or after leaving the body. Next slide. Bring your focus to your breath. Focus is awareness, but refined to single-pointed concentration. No breath, no life. Simple as that. Then use your imagination to visualize that the air, which contains all the elements, water, fire, air, space, all of that is in the air, earth, as white light entering into your lungs, filling your lungs. The second breath is called the absorption breath, of the energy extracted from those elements passing through every cell in your body, and we visualize that energy as red light flashing through our body. And when you get good at visualizing even your hair, fingernail, the third breath is the exhale, which is visualized by bringing the first two, the inhale of the energies into the lung, and the absorption of the energy as red light. Bring those two color codes together and exhale blue light out your nose to space. Available as a powerful healing energy to infinite sentient beings which inhabit space. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. Absorption breath, red light through the body. Both together out the nose is blue light to space. With this 3-color code breathing method, which all the lamas teach, you are entering into what is called shamatha. And this shine technique causes one to settle into the level of physical, mental peace and tranquility. And this becomes the foundation for all of the other practices of shamanistic Lamaism. Now collect all 3 lights, the white, the red, and the blue, you attach to your breath. At the moment you take your focus off the breath and place it as a particle of energy in the very center of your chest, creating a chakra, in Tibetan or Sanskrit, bindu, tigli. And you hold that position of awareness, allowing that infinite particle of light, similar to an atom, connecting to the infinite light of space, which is boundless. And this state of spatial awareness is called the Dharmakaya reference. And the word reference means referring to the nature of mind. Then with that as a basis, this spatial, unrestricted dimension of your being pervades whatever method you use from this point on. So focusing on the particle, expand the particle with your imagination to a small, clear sphere of light. Entering this way into the 3rd dimensional reality of endurance, this world. Phenomena. Then keep expanding that small sphere of clear light as it evolves into one of the 5 healing elements. And we call this practice we're about to do the 5-element healing method. Tonight we're going to emphasize earth element, that which we all share in a situation of global connectedness. And it appears as a symbol as a 6-sided cube, gold or yellow. It has the water element, earth element, air and space element, but we're emphasizing for healing modality purposes, earth, like the food we eat, what we stand on, reference to our bones, and so forth. When you can see that 6-sided cube about the size of your thumbnail in the center of your heart chakra, Move it out in front of your body and up before your eyes, where your gaze was settled at the start of practice, about 2 feet in front. See it there. Visualize it there with your third eye. Take your time with this practice. It will get you used to having consciousness involved in everything in the whole universe. This practice. Starting with your physical form inside the cube. So room size, beyond your fingertips, beyond your reach, you see your body sitting inside this healing energy, psychic energy produced holographic gold cube. Then expand it in size to completely enclose the city, town, or a large area of many miles in every direction inside. Here on Kauai, we visualize the island of Kauai and surrounding ocean, clouds, everything inside. This does two things. It expands your consciousness to include more and more of the outside world you are involved with. But more importantly, the beings in that area, humans, animals, spirit. Then visualize it to expand in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. This not only expands your awareness, but your application of concern for the well-being of others, called compassion. And compassion for the Mother Earth. Then with your imagination and focus working together, expand it in size to completely enclose our solar system. Now you're moving your awareness out in billions of miles in every direction. Then visualize it to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. And all of the billions of suns and trillions of planets. Inside. Then move beyond the ability of your conceptual mind by expanding this symbol to include boundless space, merge with space. Since there's no reference here, relax in complete openness with your awareness. Get a taste of the true dimension of your being. In return from this state, by enclosing the galaxy with the six-sided gold or yellow cube, reduce it in size to just enclose the solar system, shrink it to just enclosing Mother Earth, smaller and smaller just to enclose this island of quiet or the area where you are meditating. Then all of that smaller and smaller to just enclosing your physical body inside. Projecting the infinite healing quality of the universe into your form. Good health produces good meditation. And vice versa. Then to finish the session, bring the cube to its original small size in front of your eyes. Then drop it to chest level and into your heart chakra. The mind training center for all bodhisattvas. Reduce it in size to a small sphere of clear light, and smaller till it again assumes a tiny particle of light similar to an atom, and connect again to boundless space, the infinite fabric of space, containing the energy of infinite light. Relax, no meditation. Be present and accept this. As a natural state of awareness. Then bring your awareness to in front of your eyes, expand it into your place of practice. And dedicate the good results to all living beings, your mother. When Kala Rinpoche came to quiet, and originally to Maui and Honolulu, we asked him, what practice should we teach? When it comes to Mahayana, Tantrayana, involving the Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya, and Nirmanakaya levels of awareness. What should we start with? What should be the main practice? And he says, well, in shamanistic Lamaism, Tibetan Buddhism, which are all new, but have been refined in India and Tibet for the last 2,600 years, he said the first teaching of Tantra was the Buddha Bodhisattva Chenrezig. Akbalokiteshvara in Sanskrit. The 1,000-armed Chenrezig. 11 heads, standing. The first two hands like this. In devotion, honor, and respect for the inner guru, our true nature, produced by the Lama as a symbol outside with this deity. But he said, that's the way the Buddha taught it in India. Then over time, it was more and more refined down to 8-armed Chenrezig, and then 4-armed Chenrezig, and then 2-armed, to get it more understandable in application, simple. We use the 4-arm, which is Chenrezig with the mala in his left hand, which symbolizes the Mahayana Tantric, and the lotus at the left ear, which symbolizes taking human birth as a bodhisattva to train human beings. The 2 hands and the heart is to bring the emptiness as the nature of mind with 10 figures, 10 levels of development pointed outward, and this to be the center of whatever universe we find ourselves. Now, Chenrezig, Chen means mind, Rei means inner, Z means infinite, unlimited. And so the very top head of the Buddha shows the Buddha head, which the Buddha there is, hold that. Is Amitabha, the Buddha of infinite light. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, there's a tonka of the Buddha of infinite light. Red in color, 2 hands in the heart chakra. Okay, now, how do you get your mind around the word infinite? You cannot. Except in reference to the infinite light, say, of space, or the infinite light radiating from our sun throughout our solar system, which sustains all the life and so forth. But in the mind, this state of infinite light means infinite awareness. And the awareness is locked into the loving kindness aspect, similar to a mother for her only child. So the ultimate aspect of the mother looks like this. This is a dakini. She's red in color. She's called the fire dakini, and she's on a 108 petal lotus in a natural setting with the Buddha Amitabha above her head. Now, this simply means that everything you think and everything that you are sensing, she's the cause. She's the symbol for that. because it's all light, and all light has a thermal signature, warmth. But this means control. This means discipline of that to produce the positive effect or liberation of sentient beings from whatever causes them pain and suffering. It's the mother principle. So this thousand-armed Chenrezig has this red tar or Dakini energy as the consort. But that just simplifies the element of fire or radiation as the female aspect. This is the method to deal with that, to use that, and how to do it. And he has a 5-jewel crown, which symbolizes 5 spheres of awareness as Bodhisattva training field. If you get one of them, you get all 5. But you have to access one and really get it so that you can move into the other 5. They don't all come at once. They don't do that. But in the transference of this kind of a practice into the mind of a human being, it requires the Lama's body, speech, and mind to enter into the body, speech, and mind of the practitioner, man or woman, as the mind of the guru. And guru is an Indian word which means master of knowledge and insight. So we use the Sanskrit language totally to project the Dharma worldwide to all the cultures and tribes of the planet into their language. So that, why do we use Sanskrit? It's because it's based on the effect of energy. Everything has a vibration, energy. And the one we're most concerned with is our body. Because without it, we can't evolve. We can't grow and develop and evolve. The second vibration is the speech of the body, how we communicate. And communication today is absolutely important on all levels for the Dharma to be available to human beings. And I say that because we're down to using cell phone, TV, computers, and other electronic devices to communicate the Buddhist teachings, the Dharma, like we're doing tonight. So this is the speech, and it comes from the body's lightening, the light energy of the body being affected by this kind of practice. It's called deity yoga. Then the third is the wisdom energy of the knowledge and insight that the lamas possess, man or woman, moving into the body, speech, and mind of the person who wishes to be in Bodhisattva training school. So we're going to do that. This is necessary for this. For the 5 elements practice, 3 lights practice, any child can learn that. We teach it at grade school, high school, college, immersion, Hawaiian immersion programs, all of them, we teach that. But when it comes to Bodhisattva training and using the deity, there must be an empowerment. There also must be the teaching of how to use that. The empowerment is called the wong. How to use it is called the tree. And then how to visualize it. That's called the loom. So here we have this, and I'm going to give the empowerment of the Chenrezig. This Chenrezig statue was produced in Tibet, border of Tibet, Nepal, and it has been empowered. So I'm going to use it for this empowerment. And how do I know it's been empowerment? Because it's very heavy, and inside there's a lot of relics and mantras and stuff. And it's been sealed, welded shut. And this is a very expensive production in time, labor, and money. And it was presented to me by my students when they moved on from Hawaii. So I'm saving it for another student here on Kauai. But tonight we're going to use it for the empowerment. So this is the forearm Chenrezig, just like this one. 5-jewel crown, lotus and mala, legs in full lotus, 2 hands in devotion at the heart, young, healthy, smiling, and marked with Om, Ah, and Hum. They're actually on the back of the statue and inside. So visualize the Lama in front, any Lama of Tibetan Buddhism, man or woman. All the lineages from Buddha Shakyamuni down to the present day use this as the starting practice of Tantra. It connects you to the other 999 deities used in Tibetan practice. It is the 5 elements, and that is denoted by 5 colors stockings deities wear. 6 kinds of jewelry are the 6 bodhisattva trainings you're taking refuge in. The 5-jewel crown is the 5 dhyana Buddhas. It contains all of the 5 lineages of Tibetan Buddhism, which today there are 4. So visualize the Lama in front, and from the Lama's head, white light goes into your head with the sound Om. This is the empowerment to use this deity in holographic form in your practice. Become Chenrezig. Then that will become the loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight of the Nirmanakaya. The second empowerment is red light from the Lama's throat into your throat. This is the speech empowerment to use the mantra of the deity to improve not only your way of communicating, but also to approach all sound as useful, as powerful. Everything that produces sound or vibration. And this is with the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Then the third light, blue light from the Lama's heart chakra, is the full empowerment of wisdom or insight of connecting to the all pervasive nature of your mind as light, infinite light, like a supernova going on in your consciousness, like the sun. When you can see these 3 lights emanating from the Lama's 3 places into your 3 places, the 4th empowerment is the Lama merges into you. And you can think of this like water into water. And this is the unity of all these 3, your body, speech, and mind, in the virtual and actual practices, which is all the methods of the Tantra and Sutra tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. Now I'm going to sound the 3 lights, these 3 sounds, and this will bring the empowerment to the practice level, how to do it. Om, Ah, Om. Now the Lama melts into you. We hear the sound. Dee. And that sound is expressed in Sanskrit with this red code D as the sound Hri. And the D and Hri merge together. Hri is the sound of Amitabha Buddha, which is Chenrezig sits here above his head. I showed you the picture. And I have a practice of the Chenrezig. So you now think that the Lama's merged into you. The Om Ah Hung is your three places produce this sound Hri. And then the Hri manifests as a creative, we call the creation symbol for you to be Chenrezig. And once you can see yourself as this deity in 3D, 3 dimensions, sitting on a lotus sun and moon disk, just like this deity is doing, just like this deity is doing. There's the lotus. Then you project it to your mother in front, and she becomes Chenrezig facing you, life side. And father, friends, and relatives, all Chenrezig, the symbol of compassion, power, insight, and loving kindness. And all the humans on the planet, including all your enemies and adversaries. They say 8 billion. Then you project it to all the animals in the ocean and on the land, uncountable. Then all the spirit world, 4 dimensions of spirit, filling space, which has no boundary. Filling your mind, which has no boundary. And when you do that, that produces the heart mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, which simply means everything and everyone in your light, in your mind, is the energy of light and totally liberated from emotionality, from the world of endurance. And all of them, Bodhisattva, Buddha, totally mature. When you say this mantra with loving kindness and compassion for all those beings as your mother, that's your mandala. That's what you carry from this life onward, evolving into higher and higher states of awareness with no end in sight, timeless. And we produce these texts with the Lama's help of the actual Chenrezig practice. The first part of it we already did. We took refuge and we did the Bodhicitta prayer. And now I'm going to read from this is a sutra now. This is in English. Chenrezig. Bodhisattvas whose white body is not closed by thought, Chenrezig, whose head is adorned by the perfect Buddha, Amitabha, red in color, and who looks upon all beings with eyes of loving kindness and compassion. To this Chenrezig I pay homage. Then we say what is called the 7-branch prayer. This is a sutra prayer. To this sublime one, the Bodhisattva Chenrezig, and to all the Buddhas, their sons and daughters, who reside in the 10 directions at 3 times, past, present, and future, may I completely and sincerely pay homage. I offer waters, flowers, incense, butter lamps, perfume, food, music, clothing, support, and other real and imaginary offerings. We beseech this noble assembly to accept them. I confess all the unskillful actions caused by the power of unstable, conflicting emotions, all the unvirtuous deeds of body, speech, and mind, including the 5 sins of limitless consequence, done from beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the spiritual merit of whatever virtues Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings gather throughout the 3 times. I pray that the Dharma wheel of the Hinayana, Mahayana, and teachings of voidness common to both be presented or turned this wheel in accordance with the wishes and aptitudes of human beings. I beseech the Buddhas not to pass into nirvana as long as samsara is not empty, but to look with compassion upon sentient beings who wallow in this ocean of suffering called endurance. And I rejoice in the spiritual activity of all the lamas, teachers, and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and all human beings who do these practices. May whatever merit we have accumulated be the cause of enlightenment for all these beings. And may I quickly become a good example, teacher, and leader of beings. So this is from the sutra. I pray to you as the Lama Chenrezig. I pray to you as the Yidams Chenrezig. I pray to you perfect wisdom, Chenrezig. I pray to you as a Bodhisattva of loving kindness, Chenrezig. Great compassion, Victor, please hold us with your compassion, these numberless beings who wander in endless samsara. There is no other refuge than you as a protector. Please bestow the blessing to obtain omniscient Buddhahood in the human condition. Now we do the practice. So in the text is how to visualize the deity. It says, in the heart center, Hri appears, and from this, all sentient beings pervading space as a sphere of light around the Hri. In this sea-syllable, resting on a white 8-petal lotus, on a moon and sun disk, from Hri, light goes out to all bodhisattvas and returns to me. I immediately appear as the noble, all-seeing one, white, bright, and radiating 5-colored light ray. Smiling and gazing with eyes of compassion, he has 4 arms, the lower 2 joined together, in the upper hand holding a white lotus, in the upper right hand a crystal rosary. The Buddha of boundless light, Amitabha, adorns my head. He sits in the full lotus, Vajrasana. His back is supported by an empty mirror, the nature of mind. He is the essence of all sources of refuge, all of the 3 levels of refuge, Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. The outer realm is a pure land called Dewa Shen. It is simply a mandala of bliss applied to body, speech, and mind of all the beings in the mandala. And in this perfect form, their sublime speech and pure mind is that of Chenrezig. This practice becomes the individual union of all appearance and sound with vivid intelligence as voidness, the sphere of the natural state of awareness. Meditate like this, visualize like this, as you say the mantra, Om, Ma, Ni, Pad, or Pe, Me, Hum. Recite this mantra as many times as you are able, night and day, with a minimum of 111,111 recitations with you and all beings visualized as this symbol, Chenrezig. Make no distinction between subject and object. The body of myself and all others' appearance are the perfect form of this sublime one, All sound is the melody of the 6 syllables Om Mani Padme Hum, and all thoughts are the vastness of the great wisdom of clear light voidness. Say Hri 10 times. Hri, Hri, Hri. That's your body, speech, and mind. Now as one, 4 times. Hri, 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 Hri. Now your body, speech, and mind is in union as a bodhisattva. Then for the benefit of all sentient beings with the 3 vehicles of Tantra and Sutra, 3 times. Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Hri, Hri, Hri. Visualize the Hri in your heart. All beings, your mothers around you in space. You as Chenrezig produces the heart mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. That surrounds the Hri, those 6 levels, inside a 5-color sphere of light, which symbolizes the 5 elements and 5 spheres of awareness that we are developing and evolving into with this practice. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Free. Now these 6 syllables, each syllable is a different color. And they surround the Shri, and the letters face outward. They're standing up, the Shri is standing up on the lotus, and they move clockwise around the Shri when you sound the mantra. And as you do that, light emanates from those syllables and the Shri through thousands of channels of light through your body called nadis. Then this energy escapes the body through the pores and orifices and becomes healing energy to the world around you and the beings in it. And every being, infinite in number, in your mandala is doing exactly the same thing you are. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Omani baby home, 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 Omani baby, Omani baby home, 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 Omani baby, Omani baby home, Omani Omani baby home, 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 Omani Omani baby home, Omani baby home, Omani baby home, Omani baby home, Omani breathe. Without voicing the mantra, think Omani baby home is emanating from the syllables of the mantra surrounding the red free. All of this is three-dimensional, enclosed in a five-color sphere of light. And the energy of that is blazing through your body as the deity. And out in every direction is healing energy to your environment and all the beings in your mandala, in your mind. Your mother, Chenrezig, father, Chenrezig, relatives, Chenrezig, lovers, Chenrezig, enemies, Chenrezig, pets, Chenrezig, everybody you work with, Chenrezig, everybody on the planet, Chenrezig, everybody in the universe, Chenrezig, all the animals in the ocean, Chenrezig, all the animals on the land, Chenrezig, all the animals in your physical body, Chenrezig, Omani baby, Omani baby, Omani baby, Omani baby. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Omani baby home, 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 Omani baby money, baby, oh, 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 oh, money, baby, oh, free. No subject, no object, no dualistic fixation. The 8-petal lotus that the tree sits on. No more praise, no more blame, no more disgrace, no more fame, no more pleasure, no more pain. Praise and blame, disgrace and pain, pleasure and pain, loss and gain. Cancel. We're limitless sentient being. No outer, inner. No high, no low. No center or boundary. The infinite vibration of light is the Buddha Amitabha. Free. The consort is how everything you think of and everything you see with your eyes is the Dakini of Tara standing in action, wrathful. Those two together added to the mantra with free for Amitabha and wrong for Pema Khandra, the lotus Dakini. And Chenrezig is the lotus family of action. His wrathful deity is Mahakala, white or black. 1,000 arms means 1,000 ways of improving the disposition of human beings. The predisposition of human beings and liberating them from that. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. That's her mantra. Free Amitabha. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Free. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Free. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Free. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Free. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. Free. Om Free. Om Mani Padme Hum. Ram. 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 Free. Ri. Amani baby Om Ram 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 Ri. Amani baby Ram Ri. Amani baby Om 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 Ram Ri. Now, all of that is mind training. Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Dharmakaya. The Dharmakaya vehicle is Amitabha. The Sambhogakaya vehicle is Chenrezig, or in the red Tara, Pema. These two together produce the Guru in you. And everything in that state of higher awareness, equal, understandable, appropriate, no separation, all accomplishing activity, discerning what is to be deleted and what is to be used in practice, in your life, in your relationships, and restoring the good health of Mother Earth, in your neighborhood and globally. With that intention, dissolve the mandala of infinite Mother sentient beings, all the heavenly realms of the proud and arrogant religions, including Buddhism, all the war and war god and demigod realms of power and control, war, all the deprived spirit worlds of those that never get enough of being smart or appropriating sensual experiences, and all the abusive activity of the demigods, the demonic spirit, totally full of hate and anger with their body, speech, and mind. All of that liberated with the dissolving of the infinite number of beings in your mandala into you. The purpose of Om Mani Padme Hum, into the Hri. So you disappear your body training, mind training, speech training symbol of the three kayas into the mantra, the symbol of Chenrezig, whatever symbol you're using, 2-arm, 4-arm, 1,000-arm, into the mantra. The mantra dissolves starting with the Om into the creation sound Hri of infinite energy as light, Amitabha. That and the 5-colored sphere of light either shrinks to the particle in your heart center into space or expands to limitless space and disappears. Relax in voidness, the bliss nature of your natural mind. It occurs in the present moment.
Hey, Lamatashi.
In the sutra text, it says when doing the dissolution stage of the practice, which is when we dissolve all the deities in our mandala into ourselves, into the mantra, into the seed soluble. It says when you include all beings into the mantra, it's like raindrops falling in a lake. Then you dissolve you as the deity, central deity, Bodhisattva Chenrezig, into the mantra. Fold the mantra syllable by syllable into the seed syllable. Then either shrink that into a tiny sphere of white light, into a particle, into space, or expand it to the ultimate dimension of the boundless universe. And as it disappears, rest in that state of voidness, which is simply connecting to the present moment without past, present, or future, without subject-object dichotomy, which is the natural state of everything in your mind, which is producing the phenomenal world. That state of suchness we call Dzogchen, mind of bliss, beyond rationalization, beyond judgment, non-judgmental, completely. No negative or harmful experience or projections exist in this dimension of being. It is called infinite okayness, or infinite state of healing remedy. Then you reappear after the dissolution stage again as the deity, two-armed. And everybody you see, post-meditationally, in between your formal practice sessions, is the deity. And all sound becomes the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. All appearances are illusory, which is the nature of your natural mind, of the great view of Mahamudra, the great position or seal of voidness. In this way, there's no I, me, mine, soul, or anything that describes a self. Then dedicate the merit. And this merit dedication prayer goes like this. This is a sutra dedication prayer of this tantric practice, which is the ultimate basic practice of all deity yoga. Every deity, 1,000 deities, is Chenrezig. Through the virtue of this practice, may I quickly achieve the realization of Chenrezig, and may I bring every single being to that same state of bliss and clarity. Through the merit of reciting and meditating formally, may I and every being to whom I am connected, when these imperfect forms are left behind, be miraculously born in the mind of bliss called Dewa Chen. May I then immediately cross the 10 levels of Bodhisattva training and send out emanations in the 10 directions for the benefit of others. Through this virtue, may all beings perfect the accumulation of spiritual merit and awareness. May they obtain the 3 supreme bodies, called the 3 kayas, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, which rise from this state of merit and awareness. The Dharmakaya is the Buddha. The Sambhogakaya is the training of the deity as a bodhisattva. The Nirmanakaya is a bodhisattva, human, man or woman, born to train, appear in the human world to train human how to be human. Bodhicitta is precious. May it rise in those who have not cultivated it. In those who have cultivated this discipline, may it never diminish. May it always grow and flourish. So, ha. To understand the mantra, Om. Om purifies the power of negative karma that is acquired from in beginningless time from sentient beings' force of the emotion of anger and an abusive nature. These beings descend into the hell beings as an experience of extreme suffering, heat, cold, and torture. May they all be liberated from this state and be born in the presence of the perfect deity, Om Mani Padme Hum, Chenrezig. That's number one. That applies to the Hum sound. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings with the force of greed are born in the realm of deprived spirits called pretas, hungry ghosts. They experience the continual suffering of hunger and thirst and never are satisfied in any way. May they be born in a perfect human condition. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, and other unknowledgeable states, are simply born as animals and experience the suffering of this dullness and stupidity. May they all be born in your presence as human protector. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings with the force of pride, desire, lust, and so forth are born in the human realm, and they experience the suffering of excessive activity and constant frustration. May they all be born in the pure mind of bliss as a bodhisattva. Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings through the misuse of power and the force of jealousy are born in the realm of demon gods and experience the suffering of fighting and quarreling and war. May they all be born in your realm, the potala of pure awareness. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings with the force of pride, arrogance, and aggrandizement are born in the realm of gods and goddesses. They can experience the suffering of impermanence, change, and falling into lower states or cycling through lower states of existence. May they all be born in your pure realm as bodhisattvas. Om Mani Padme Hum. Wherever am I born, may my deeds equaling Chenrezig's liberate these beings from all these impure realms and spread the perfect sound of the 6 syllables in the 10 directions. With the power of praying to you, I am to learn discipline and how to train my mind. May I pay the greatest attention to action and result, karma, and diligently practice virtue of the Dharma, continually, forever, timelessly, for all sentient being. Ewa di nirdu da chagya chenpo drigerne jowa chinkin malu pa te sama kopar sho Sanjay kuso nimpai jimla dam choni megar dimpai jimla dam Hindu miche dumpai jimla ki sitar hongwa hongwa Drew par sho. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. By the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, by the blessing of the wishes of us, the Sangha, being unwavering, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss through our practice, and develop equanimity, free of attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, delusion, and greed. Om Mani Padme Hum Kriya. Tuchi Che, thank you.